for the second time in the middleweight division, where Hopkins has spent his entire professional career. The 8-year age advantage for Oscar De La Hoya, but a 2.5-inch height advantage for Bernard Hopkins. Arm length measured from the armpit to the end of the fist, a 1-inch advantage for De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya weighed in at 155 pounds and told us the day before the fight, if forced to, he could have made 147. Bernard Hopkins, with a contract clause that required him to weigh less than 159, weighed in at 156, making a statement about his ability to fight even at a lighter weight. After a giant build-up and with a capacity crowd on hand at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, they got into the ring.
Hopkins is trying to lure De La Hoya into taking the lead, and De La Hoya is.
And after all the talk about a fast pace, it only stands to reason that the first couple of minutes would be tactical. And now Hopkins begins to try to put a little bit more leather on De La Hoya and make the fight begin. De La Hoya missing with his first left hook. Did get in a little body shot with the right hand. Left jab lands for De La Hoya. Flush on Hopkins' face.
Hopkins appears to be more tentative.
Yes, he is.
De La Hoya.
De La Hoya has changed his strategy, much to the surprise of everyone here. And that one left jab may have won the round for Oscar.
Didn't take much.
Okay, look. Again, he ain't doing nothing. His left hand began to drop. Get ready to drop too now. You can start letting your right hand over the top. Okay? Keep your jab, keep going. He ain't doing shit, man. You gonna beat this son of a bitch. You know what I'm telling you?
Right here, you see Oscar landed a jab over Hopkins' right hand, and that was just enough to win the round. It was the only clean blow that landed in the entire round.
CompuBox numbers in one. Both fighters threw 25 punches. Hopkins landing 5, De La Hoya 3. But, as Emmanuel pointed out, that one solid left jab from De La Hoya was by far the most demonstratively clean punch of the round. And if Hopkins promised a fast pace, maybe he didn't mean it. Or maybe it's just difficult for the Leopard to change his spots at age 39.
Well, I don't think he expected Oscar to be moving at him. He expected Oscar to be running away. And when Oscar's coming at it and actually doing little tricky movements and is seeming to be in such a high alert position, has got Bernard really tentative about being aggressive himself now.
So you stop it.
Once again, you see Oscar landing a punch. And even though I don't think it was that much of a devastating punch, it was enough to still win the round. Bernard was going away, but it was compared to nothing, it won the round.
De La Hoya with that last flurry in the last 20 seconds of the round may well have stolen it, in which case he could be up 2 rounds to love on at least some of the scorecards.
Hopkins said he wouldn't make the same mistake that Hagler did in allowing Leonard to win the early rounds, thinking he would tire late. Hopkins is now trying to outbox the boxer, which is the mistake that Hagler made.
And from what I can gather, and I may be wrong, don't seem as if Oscar's punching with really super power, but he's still landing blows. I think Bernard should step it up and try to be a little bit more physical at this stage right now.
Bernard Hopkins has been known to wrestle, to punch low when necessary. He's been seen as a guy who flirts with the rules in a lot of ways. So far, there's been little of that here, although moments ago he grabbed Oscar De La Hoya in close, and maybe we're going to see some of the roughhouse tactics, which have sometimes emerged in Hopkins' career.
Well, if he could take you to fight this comfortable fight here, just let his championship slide away.
Right hand over the top for Hopkins. The crowd oohs and ahs. De La Hoya tries to retaliate as referee Kenny Bayless breaks him apart.
The sneak right hand has been the most effective punch for Hopkins. His jab is just not really very effective.
De La Hoya with a left hook to the body after Hopkins missed over the top with the right hand. And here we go. Hopkins begins pulling De La Hoya into the ropes. Crowd responds immediately.
How Bayless handles that sort of tactic could well determine the outcome of this fight.
He's not imposing himself that way. He's not making it a physical fight. He's in there playing a war of nerves for the moment against Oscar De La Hoya. And De La Hoya, with his faster hands, is scoring more.
Even if the punches don't land that clean, he still is going to get the credit for it because they look better.
He's throwing more. He's throwing at the right times. He may not be landing much, but Oscar De La Hoya is fighting the fight that he wants more than Hopkins is right now.
Absolutely, and he may have 3 rounds in the bank.
Man's an old man. He's an old man right now, man. He's looking the worst I ever seen it. Man, look here. When you got him in the corner, he ain't doing shit, man. Break with the left hook right hand. You know how to do that. Break with him. I guarantee you're going to land it.
I know it's coming. I'm not scolding you. I'm just telling you what you need to do. You need to loop the shot. Loop it, baby. Put some juice on that shot.
You already took some of his right hands. He ain't shit, man. Just stay. Move to your right. Move to your right.
All right? Keep jabbing, man. Keep your jab moving. As long as you're going forward and jabbing, you win the fight. Get that shot to the shoulder.
Take a couple deepers for me, baby. Take a couple deepers for me. Deep again. You all right? Okay. Now you want to count on the jab, baby. Count on the jab and go with the loop.
Hopkins' punches, even though they may not create as much excitement as Oscar's, have much more damage and perfection.
Yeah, you went down.
Oh, your head up, baby.
Bayless, we in that cup, baby. You working that cup. Gotta get these rounds.
You got to take these rounds, son. Got to take these rounds.
Bayless, you've been getting close to the body. You've been getting inside close. Let them punches go where I told you, all right?
Smart, baby. You're fucking great fucking shape. I control this guy with your jab, Oscar. You're way low on jab. Pick him up.
In those exchanges down there, it's very difficult a lot of time for the referee to see what's going on. But in this case, sure, he should have saw that because it was 2 low blows, and he was in a good position to see the blows.
De La Hoya did unto Hopkins what we expected Hopkins to do unto De La Hoya.
Through the first 4 rounds, Bernard Hopkins averaging 30 punches thrown per round. De La Hoya not much higher at 38 punches thrown per round. Both men relatively cautious, relatively self-protective, trying to figure out what kind of a fight it's going to be, trying to not to make a big mistake early.
I think one of the mistakes that has been made is definitely the fact that Hopkins' corner is not telling him that the score, what they think the score is, not just saying throw another jab, baby, you're doing this, you're doing that. But you should tell him that the fight is close or that you're losing the fight and you're going to have to do something and get a little bit more excited about what you're doing.
Good combination by De La Hoya, and then he got out of the way. 1 punch was blocked, but 2 landed. Now Hopkins holds him and hits him inside, and De La Hoya tries to get back at him with 1 left-hand punch to the body before they break apart. And 2 good De La Hoya left hooks digging into Hopkins' ribcage as Bernard jumped in. Bernard Hopkins has closed the distance now between himself and Oscar De La Hoya. And De La Hoya isn't backing up. He's standing in, ready to fight. Emmanuel, is De La Hoya gambling that Bernard Hopkins is going to get old overnight?
I just think that he's gambling that his hand speed is much better than Oscar, than Bernard expected. And I don't think that Hopkins just is prepared for this type of fight that Oscar's fighting.
Now a grinning Hopkins begins to seem to warm to the task as he throws his jab much more frequently. Hopping De La Hoya with the jab. He landed a little right hand a moment ago.
And you know, as I look at this fight, if Hopkins would just step it up a little bit, I see him winning this fight very easy if he would step it up a little bit. Because I think his physical strength, and I don't think Oscar has that much power in his punches.
What about Hopkins' length, his height, and his long arms?
Yes, all of that, but he's not using them enough.
Maybe it's because Oscar isn't letting him do it.
Well, I thought that in the beginning, but I think he's gotten a little comfortable right there. But I think he's just fighting too much of a... Well, he's fighting his regular fight. I should take that back. He normally fights these tactical fights like this.
Bernard Hopkins is patient. He's low risk. He cares only about winning the fight, not about pleasing the crowd.
What I'm wondering is, given the expectations of the fight, that Hopkins was going to be able to dominate De La Hoya with his size, that De La Hoya is staying in there unexpectedly. How will that influence scoring in close rounds?
Larry, I think that may be a big decided advantage for De La Hoya, because not that he's landing so much, but it's so much more than what everybody expected. And as a result, the judges may have a tendency to start giving him rounds, early rounds that he may not even win sometimes.
And this goes back to the parallel between this fight and Hagler-Leonard. Ray Leonard understood the psychology of scoring better than did Hagler in that fight.
And that was Hopkins' best round, simply because he was busier. And his physical strength is just so much more.
Take the flurry away. Take the flurry away, but drop the rain. Drops of rain. It doesn't come one at a time. It comes in drops of rain. Drops of rain. All right, you got to go back off that counter jab and don't worry where it's going. You know where it's going. Let the shot go. Let it go.
Quit waiting. Quit waiting, man. Quit waiting. Brandon, touch it. Quit waiting. You waiting too long, Oscar. Don't wait, man. You waiting too long, man. Move your head. Move your head. Move your head. Keep your jab busy, man. Your legs is bad, man. Back him up with your jab. And if he's just sitting there right there posing, break on with the left hook right hand, okay? It's easy. Easy. Keep using your jab. I keep telling you, this one's going to win you the fight. Keep using it like a key.
The look on De La Hoya's face suggests that he doesn't think it's all that easy. Hopkins.
I have De La Hoya winning the fight 4 rounds to 1 with 1 even.
There's a hard right hand by Hopkins, flush on De La Hoya's face after De La Hoya had landed a couple good shots of his own. Bernard, by far the harder puncher when they're in close.
And if you notice after all these exchanges now, Bernard, by bending his shoulder forward, is catching Oscar a lot with little punches as Oscar is pulling back, because Oscar's going straight back under the force of the weight of Bernard, and he's catching with those little tail-end shots after those exchanges.
For the first time in this round, Bernard Hopkins is beginning to physically punish Oscar De La Hoya, particularly in close quarters. But De La Hoya not backing off. Crowd trying to encourage their man. Hopkins lands the left hook. He was short with both right hands. De La Hoya lands a left hook.
Bernard's one of those old school fighters who fights with his left chin posed down to his chest, which means it's very, very difficult to hurt him with a punch. It's good chin because of where he keeps his head tilted all the time.
He strafed De La Hoya with the right hand. Oscar was able to come back and rip Hopkins with a little left hook. The harder punches by the middleweight, Bernard Hopkins.
Bernard's hand speed and reflexes is amazing. To me, it's equaling Oscar.
This round kind of hangs in the balance. Both men have done some stuff in the round.
Well, I give it. That's the Hopkins running for.
And now Hopkins lands 2 jabs solidly. At the end of the day, probably Bernard Hopkins' round. That was 1 week ago on tape in Las Vegas. The last time Bernard Hopkins lost a fight was 11 years ago in 1993 to that man, Roy Jones Jr. Jones won a decision over Hopkins when both were very different fighters. But now Roy Jones is 35, and tonight he must answer the question against Glenn Johnson of what kind of fighter he's going to be in the wake of his knockout loss to Antonio Tarver May 15. Jones isn't fighting Tarver again yet. He needs to make a statement against Glenn Johnson tonight, and that may not be all that easy. Johnson Jones coming up live. Let's go back to Las Vegas on tape.
Look at here, man. Quit the bullshit. I know you ain't. Put your arms up, man. I know you ain't fading on me now. You done?
Come on, you're in great shape.
Well then, man, don't act that way then.
Give me a break when I say break, no rough stuff. That's the professional I know.
I need my jab to be stronger, son. I need my jab to be stronger. My jab is not strong enough for me. All right?
Okay.
I need my jab to be stronger than what it is.
Come here, clean break when I ask for a break. Bro, you gotta see out the cup for me, man. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, coming up. 8th round. It's already the 8th round.
Man, this is history, man. You've been at this motherfucker, go. Box, man. Use your jab.
All you gotta do is box. Here. Box your ass off. What is it? Walk to your right. After away comes the right hand.
Both fighters landed some power punches in the 7th round. Bernard Hopkins by CompuBox count 11 out of 24. Oscar De La Hoya 7 out of 15. We go to round 8. The tactical battle, which we saw early, has abated, and a fight has materialized in the past 3 rounds.
I saw Hagler Leonard. This is not Hagler Leonard.
Not nearly as much activity. Hopkins backing De La Hoya up with a solid left hook.
And even when De La Hoya punches, I don't think it's affecting Hopkins as much. The punching power difference is amazing. Even though the weight may not have been that much, but the punching power and physical strength is tremendous.
Bernard Hopkins, an amazing physical specimen, 27.5-inch waist, 169 pounds as he comes into the ring tonight. Left hook, the back of De La Hoya's ear, straight right hand down the middle. Oscar finding it harder and harder to block or duck Bernard Hopkins' shots. Hopkins has achieved that look of menace, which has typified so much of the last several years of his career.
I wish he would be more menacing, not just look menacing. It seems, Emmanuel, he's giving De La Hoya too much respect.
He's definitely giving De La Hoya too much respect. But this is just Bernard. He fights his take, but he's slowly, each round, taking more control of the fight still.
De La Hoya popped Hopkins with a jab. Pops him again with a jab. So Hopkins uses his left glove to bang De La Hoya's head around 3 or 4 times.
Well, that's what he said was going to be an effective punch, I believe, was the jab, because he saw Stern here being so effective with the jab in the late rounds.
He hasn't been as effective with the jab as Sturm was yet, but he's starting to throw it more often. De La Hoya reaching with a right hand over the top and missing.
Well, his ring generalship is better now. He's going underneath punches, pulling back, doing a lot of things that it's amazing for him to consider that Oscar I thought would be the better coordinated guy.
Bernard Hopkins is starting to be frighteningly accurate with his right cross and his left hook. He's hitting Oscar De La Hoya with virtually every power punch now.
And you notice at the tail end of the punch how he actually physically...
I've never seen it either.
Nope.
It's as though he's trying to stretch throughout the fight.
I think it's much more of a strain on the person's body to be going through all of those physical exchanges. You should just let him miss.
De La Hoya with a good left hook inside. De La Hoya's face is beginning to show the damage from Hopkins' withering power punching display in the last couple of rounds.
But Oscar's ready to fight back, though. He may realize that maybe he's being overpowered, but he's not going to go down easy. Good right hand lead by Hopkins.
And De La Hoya got him a little left, but with not nearly as much power as Hopkins' right hand lead.
Come here, come here.
And De La Hoya is saying, hey, don't bang my head.
Keep it clean, keep it clean.
And now Hopkins is fighting his regular Hopkins fight, which he's very good. He throws right hand leads a lot and then finishes up. There's some coming back with a hook, bumping you with his body.
That's right. It's like a 1-2-3. Right hand, left hook, and then boom, the shoulder or the hip bangs into you.
Yeah, well, he does a lot of work with his body. And once again, notice where Hopkins keeps his chin always tucked in his chest.
De La Hoya trying to shoot the jab and score as Hopkins came at him. And let's take another look.
Oh, good body shot.
That was the shot.
But it didn't seem like it was enough. It was more back on the back part of the rib cage and not so much in the volume earlier. It seemed like it shouldn't have, well, who knows.
Delayed reaction. De La Hoya clearly still reacting to that left hook to the body, and then he took a little shot on the head, but
No, the body shot.
Unquestionably, it was the body shot that finished Oscar De La Hoya in the fight.
That he didn't see.
Well, I've said it many times, Emmanuel Stewart. If I can have one weapon to take into my next life, a good left hook to the body is the one I want.
Especially
I think it wins you more than anything else.
Well, the effective thing about those hooks and the one that Gaddy won was they didn't see the body punch. And as you see, Bernard is just being very physical at this stage right now.
An extremely frustrated Oscar De La Hoya, who lay on the canvas in a prone position and pounded his fist in frustration. The Mickey Ward liver shot wins it for Bernard Hopkins. Let's go. After the decision, Larry Merchant spoke to both fighters.
Congratulations, Bernard. It looked like you got into a boxing contest the first 3 or 4 rounds. What were you seeing? What were you doing?
Larry, to answer the questions, I wanted to show everybody that I can box, and that 3 or 4 years ago, you even mentioned that I'm willing to go down to 54 and box, but not now. But I came light. It was a big talk, and you heard about the talk about me weighing 156. What did I do wrong? My trainer walked up to plan Bowie Fisher and said, "We're gonna fool him. We're gonna come in a little above the junior middleweight, so you can be faster, you can be lighter, and you still have your power." We know ourselves, Larry, and that's why I was boxing earlier to figure Oscar out, to show that I could outbox him, Larry. And I think I did. I don't know if you agree, but I think I did.
Well, I disagree. I had Oscar winning most of the first of the early rounds, and it seemed that what was happening, at least to my eyes, was exactly what you said, that Hagler made a mistake in doing against Leonard. Did you sense that and turn it up? Because you were asking in your corner, am I winning these rounds?
Yes, I felt the urgency. And Larry, I told my trainer and cut man Leon Tabbs, is that around the 8th or 9th round, I said, am I winning this fight? And Bowie said, keep it up, push the jab in there. And I knew it was urgency, and Larry, I moved out on it.
So you weren't sure you were winning?
No, hell no, I wasn't sure, because I know Oscar was boxing a good boxing game until I had discovered.
What about him surprised you?
His movement and him coming out to fight me straight up. I mean, Larry, he didn't run. I give him a lot of credit. He didn't run. He didn't, try to look for a gift from the bodies of the boxing world, as far as the judges, and he came to box. I mean, it surprised me, Larry, but it didn't surprise me where I didn't have plan B, C, D, and E. I mean, I did have plan B, and you see it kicked in.
You turned it up in the second half of the fight. What did you see? Did you see something? Was he slowing down, or was it just you going harder?
I think it was just me going harder. I didn't see him slowing down. Matter of fact, I didn't see him take a break in the whole fight. I was trying to get inside and sort of like rough him up and put my weight on him to push him back to work on his legs, but he was a little crafty, little son of a gun. He was slipping and moving and holding, and when he was holding me, he was holding me like with a death hug, and he didn't let go until the referee came in. So he smart fight up until then.
All right, now let's take a look at what happened at the end of the fight with the knockdown and knockout on a body punch. You describe it.
I'm setting him up with the jab. I believe I threw a jab, and then I leaned to the left and hit him right under the liver. That's one of the great body shots. Yeah, that was. And that right there, I heard like a wind come out, and then I went up with a little left hook. That hook wasn't too much damage, but the left hook was the one that really made him say, I heard the wind come out of him.
It was sort of chopped liver.
It was a chopped liver with a little bit of sauce on it.
Roy Jones has said now that he's been knocked out by a light heavyweight. He's willing to come down in weight. Is it more possible that you two could get together in your next fight?
If HBO, Ross Greenberg, and Mark Tafferter, which I know they can put it together, I would like fight Roy in the drop of a dime and come back and do my last defense as a middleweight. Yes, Larry. If not, Roy Jones, bring on Tarver.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again, Bernard.
All right. Thanks, Larry. Thanks,
all right.
Oscar.
Here's Oscar De La Hoya.
Great champion.
Good champion.
All right, Oscar. You tell us what your thoughts were going into the fight. You surprised him by standing in front of him and trading punches and even beating him to the punch. What was your plan? What did you see? What happened?
Well, when I saw I can stay in front of him, my whole game plan, our game plan just changed, and just
move alertly and watch for that right hand, and it was working, and he threw a good body shot. He caught me. What can I say?
You fought a lot of great fighters. Have you ever been hit with a punch like that? Was it a punch unlike anything you ever felt before because he was bigger, or did it just happen to hit you in a vulnerable spot?
He got me right on the button, and it doesn't matter how soft it is or how hard it is. When it's right on the button, I tried, believe me, I tried getting up. I couldn't do it. I could, and believe me, I have what it takes to get up, and he caught me right on the button.
Would you want to take another look at it?
Oh, of course.
Okay, we'll run that punch back again, because Oscar's only been really hurt one time in his career that I can recall, by Ike Corte. Never a devastating punch like this.
Oh, he's caught me. What can I say? I mean, I've been hit by that type of shot before, where it makes you make a noise like that. But when I tried getting up, I couldn't breathe, and those shots were just right on the button, and he did a great job, and I give him all the respect in the world.
Do you have any regrets at making this attempt at trying to climb this mountain?
No, I'm very proud of what I tried to accomplish. I knew I could have won. I could have won this fight. I know I could have, and he's a great champion. I give him all the respect in the world. He's a great middleweight champion, and like I said, I tried to do the impossible, and it just didn't come out.
Do you see any reason off of this fight to retire or to continue your career?
Larry, I was very surprised. I made it an easy fight for me. I didn't expect it to be so easy against a true middleweight like Bernard Hopkins, the best middleweight in the world. I love boxing, that's all I can say.
So that sounds like you wouldn't mind finding the winner of Mayorga and Trinidad, or perhaps Mosley again, or right down the road.
Well, I have no game plan whatsoever, and I haven't thought about it. I was so focused on this fight. I was such in the zone of beating this guy. Great shot, great left hook, all the credit in the world. May the best man win of Trinidad and Mayorga.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.